Hello, everyone. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like you're not enough, if you've ever been judged by what the world sees, instead of who you are, then this story is for you. A story about one woman, one island, and a truth we all forget. That real worth can never be reflected. It must be remembered. Let's begin. The island with no mirrors. There's an island where no mirrors exist, not because they can't afford them, but because they chose to live without them. They say people there walk tall. They laugh louder. They love without checking how they look doing it. And the strange part? Not a single soul cares about appearance. No one knows who's ugly or who's beautiful, because no one is taught to care. When a woman named Amara arrived on the island, she brought one thing hidden in her luggage, a compact mirror. She didn't mean harm. She was just used to seeing her reflection every morning, fixing her flaws, covering her scars, like the rest of us. On the first day, a child noticed her gazing into it. "What's that?" she asked. "It shows you." "You," Amara replied hesitantly. The child tilted her head. "But I already know me." Amara was confused. In the world she came from, people fought wars inside their heads every time they looked in the mirror. Too fat, too dark, too wrinkled. And here was this little girl, joyful, wild, free, who had never seen herself, yet knew exactly who she was. She didn't compare. She didn't hide. She didn't perform for the mirror. That night, Amara stood by the beach with her mirror in hand. For years, she had used it like a weapon. She remembered every insult. "You'd be pretty if you lost weight. You should cover that birthmark. Smile more. You look angry." She remembered the surgeries, the makeup, the diets, and worst of all, the self-hate, all because of a reflection. She looked at herself again, and for the first time, she asked, "What if I wasn't meant to fix myself? What if I was never broken?" The next morning, the mirror was gone. She searched everywhere. Finally, she found it, buried beneath the sand, shattered. A group of islanders stood nearby, silent. One elder stepped forward. "Forgive us," he said, "but here, we don't allow anything that makes people forget their worth." Amara froze, angry, a little, hurt, maybe. But deep down, something broke loose. Not the mirror, but the prison she'd lived in all her life. Days turned to weeks. Amara stopped hiding. She danced in the rain, swam without shame, laughed so hard her belly shook, and no one told her to be ladylike. For the first time, she lived. Not to be admired, not to be perfect, but just to be. When she finally returned home, friends noticed something strange. She wore no makeup, no filters, no armor. Someone whispered, "She's changed." No, she hadn't changed. She had just remembered who she was before the world taught her to doubt herself. You don't need an island to be free. You don't need to shatter a mirror. You just need to stop letting it decide your value. Because no reflection can ever capture the full power of your soul. So I ask you, who would you be if you never saw your reflection again? Would you still carry shame, or would you finally walk in freedom? If this story moved you, if it made you think twice about the power you've always carried, don't let it stop here. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Someone who needs to remember, you were never broken. You were only told to believe you were. And if stories like this speak to your soul, subscribe to our channel for more real, raw, and uplifting journeys that remind you your pain has a purpose, and your past is not your prison. See you in the next one. And until then, walk tall. You're more than enough.